My name is Felice Cohen, welcoming Nance Sparks. She's the author of 6 books, and we're going to talk about her book, Appalachian Awakening. So, Nance, welcome.
Thank you. Very nice to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here. Can you tell me a little about Appalachian Awakenings?
Well, Appalachian Awakening, the setting of the Appalachian Trail has always spoken to me. I've just been fascinated with it since I learned about it in the mid-1990s. And it was a setting always begging for a character. And when Amber Shaw started chattering at me a little bit, she was the perfect person who was just troubled enough to need to be on the Appalachian Trail to find peace. So that's kind of how that story came to be. And she just became such a fun character to be in her head that I ended up writing. That was my first book that I wrote in first person.
Wow. So can you tell me a little about the book? What happens in the book?
Well, Amber Shaw is an executive for a Fortune 500 company, and she has poured her life into this company. She's worked there for 17 years and climbed the ladder, became CEO after some time, and brought a merger together to put the company into the Fortune 500 status. And the minute that they signed the paper, she was walked out the door.
Oh, okay.
So her life is just in shambles. And then she gets home to find out that her girlfriend is moving out because she obviously has no time for her being, an executive. So, one thing after another. And the next thing you know, she finds herself in her living room all alone, drinking scotch and watching Wild on TV.
Okay.
And so
ask you. It sounds like Wild. Okay.
Yeah, well, the fun part about Wild was, at first she decides, no, I'm going to hike the Pacific Crest Trail and follow Cheryl Strayed's Cheryl Strayed's footprints. And she talks to her assistant, Sue, who is just a hoot. Sue has got the best personality. And when she's talking to Sue, Sue tells her, there's rattlesnakes on the Pacific Crest Trail, and there's no water, and there's no shelters. Well, she starts Googling because she's a research freak and finds the Appalachian Trail. And she's fixed. She's hooked because they have shelters. They have water sources. It's in the Appalachian Mountains. And so that's it. One thing leads to another, and she's at REI spending an ungodly amount of money on gear. Nice. So it gets hilarious from there.
Right. Is the shopping at REI your favorite scene, or is there another favorite scene?
No, actually, the favorite scene, the favorite scene in the whole book, there's a scene where they're walking in the rain, and it's a trudge. I mean, it's an absolute trudge. They are soaked. The wind is whipping, and it's her first real, down to, revealing her soul to Leslie, the other main character. And it is such a touching moment. And, we get the rain and wind whipping, and Leslie's just pestering with questions. And she just finally comes clean with, my life's a mess. It's not it was just a very deep, gut-wrenching scene. So I think that was my favorite.
Right. Your enthusiasm doesn't sound like you're talking about your book. It sounds like an experience or somebody told you the story. So it's really exciting. I mean, it makes you want to read the book. I mean, I'm excited. I can't wait to read it. So can you tell us, you're the author of 6 books, but is there something your readers would be surprised about you that they wouldn't know?
That I have not hiked the Appalachian Trail. Okay. I've hiked on little sections of it. I would love to have hiked on it. I planned to, but then I had 2 knee replacement surgeries. So
okay.
So, life got in the way, right. And I just never, ever had 6 months to just take off and go on the hike. So this was like me living vicariously through a very damaged woman's life. So nice. It was a great trip to go on with her. But my wife and I went to Rehoboth Beach last year, and we got to see you there. While we were on our trek there, we stopped and actually got to walk on the Appalachian Trail, and we got to, I met a thru hiker and got to talk with her for a moment and had her take a picture with the book underneath the arch where Sue was waiting for Amber later in the story. So it was a really neat experience to be in that park that really exists at such a pivotal scene in the book. So that was a lot of fun.
That's like a full circle moment. That's sweet. So are you working on anything new?
I am. I'm working on all of my books, the setting hits first. So this one is set on a tugboat up in Duluth, Minnesota. And I have the captain of the tug and Barbara McKenzie, and then her deckhand that ends up getting hired like the day she shows up into town, Stephanie Pera, and it's called "Tugging at My Heart" is the title so far.
Great title. That's awesome. I love the clever. Well, thank you, Nance Sparks. Check out her website, nancesparks.com. Check out her books, and thank you for listening. And Nance, thanks for coming on. This was great.
Oh, thank you. I had a blast. It was so much fun.
I'm glad it worked. We figured it out.
Yes, we did.
Take care. See you.
You too. I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.